It's Wednesday, October 22nd, and it's my 16th birthday. Yay! Since I still can't get the intro music to work for some odd reason, I have no idea. I'll fix it eventually. Here's something better.
They took off their costumes and they were just aliens, and that the world had been constructed. I realize, by the way, that this is a somewhat narcissistic fantasy, but I believe that the entire world had been constructed for the sole purpose of putting a real human child through a series of trials and difficulties, and to see how that human child would respond. And that every night, the aliens would come down through my light fixture, and they would check me out, do some tests, and then they would say, no, send him out for more. And that continued until eventually they were going to reveal that they had been aliens all along. Now, often when I tell that story, someone will very quietly say, oh, I thought that too. And it occurred to me once that some of you may think that as well, and that then you hear me say, I thought I was an alien, and you feel somehow better about it because you feel like you weren't the only one, and that this is a shared experience. But is it not possible that the aliens sent me here today for the express purpose of making you feel like you can't be an alien because John thought he was an alien too?
So, for my birthday, I got Twilight stuff from my best friend. I got a bookmark and a poster, and I got a $16 gift card for Borders, which means I can buy Let It Snow. Yay! Today was okay, I guess. My friends are all very nice, and my cat is being very annoying. I'm making a video, bug. Just be quiet. The funny thing is that he's deaf and can't hear me. I should have done something about that before I started recording, but so it goes. So Monday, went to Columbus, as you saw from the intro clip thing. I couldn't find anywhere to put my camera. Bug! Hush! I couldn't find anywhere to put my camera, so I decided just to hold it, which is turning out to be a very bad idea, but I'm over it. So yeah, I met John Green on Monday, and it was amazing. So, it was just awesome. So I'm just that. Haley G. Hoover was there too. She read her college essay thing, and it was very good. She looked very scared, and her hands were shaking, but it was cute. She's adorable, and she was there. And then I got I didn't have a book, because I don't have any of his books. My brother has his book, though. He has Paper Towns. But I got, discussion guide signed, and it's downstairs right now, so I'll just put a picture of it here. So I got that signed, and that was cool. And my brother got Paper Towns signed, and my brother's girlfriend who came with us, she got Catherine signed. And camera. So yeah, that was cool. And yeah, I don't really have much else to say today, so I'll just put some more clips from Monday.
These single identifiers are so useless in the context of what it really is to be a person. And when we dismiss people so quickly, I think we lose out on a tremendous richness that could be brought into our lives, both because we see other people more like people, and because we see ourselves as less of the center of the world, which is an important, albeit painful, thing to go through. The other thing that I would say, though, is that aside from the sort of dehumanization that nerds face, and more seriously than nerds, although I would like to think that we're at the center of history, but more seriously than nerds, that people living in poverty in the developing world face, where we say the problems of poverty in Bangladesh are not as serious or as important or as vital to us as the problems of poverty in America, or the fact that my brother doesn't have health insurance. This inability to see the other as truly a part of us is very treacherous. I also think that it's very treacherous, though, when you hugely romanticize someone else. What I would call, I hope Stephanie Meyer isn't in the blog. TV chat. Is she here? I don't see her. What I would call the Edward Cullenization of American nothing against Twilight, because everybody knows I love those books except for the crazy last one. But when you think about, like, who is Edward Cullen? Other than hot, old, chaste, you know, eye-changing colory, and like, pale and fragile, and he only wants to cuddle, and like, oh, and God, if he ever even like thinks about hurting you, he will fly millions of miles away, so as to never be in your presence and everything. Like, that dude doesn't exist. Not like that vampire doesn't exist. Like, I believe in vampires, but I don't believe in that vampire. And the same phenomenon, my friend Nathan Rabin, who works at The Onion, coined a term that I think is freaking fantastic. It's called manic pixie dream girls. And the same phenomenon, this is not a gender-specific phenomenon. I will say one more thing about Edward, though. Part of the reason that the love story between Edward and Bella is so incredibly compelling is because Bella isn't doing anything particularly right to win over Edward, right? I mean, what are Bella's main characteristics as a person? She's a little stumbly, and she smells good. Those are important characteristics for sure. But so if we're going to cross the gender divide to girls, men write all the time these women, this romantic others, who are manic pixie dream girls, who are, you know, they're beautiful and they're very moody and they're very, very smart. They're razor sharp wits, and they have this kind of center of sadness that only you can address, that like you are uniquely well positioned to fill, and also they really want to date nerds. And it's not clear why, except maybe that they were made up by nerds. And this phenomenon, which, I mean, you see, I'm not taking anything away from this archetype, because you see this phenomenon in brilliant. You end up thinking of someone as more than human, and that's really what Paper Towns is about. It tries to kind of take a stake to the heart of that lie, that there are people who are more than people. So that's why I wrote the book. I think that was everything I wanted to say. And, I mean, I can go on, believe me. I have other stories and stuff, but I wanted to make sure that we had a lot of time for questions for your great, brilliant books, such as my first novel, Looking for Alaska. No, but you see it in brilliant books like The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides. I mean, this is not an empty, and in good, The Royal Tenenbaums, Margot Tenenbaum and The Royal Tenenbaums. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from this character. I'm just saying that she's not real. And I think that if we believe in it as a fiction, that's fine. If we go into the world and we look at someone and we say, you are my manic pixie dream girl, I think that's a treacherous lie, and I think it's destructive, because I think what it does, I'm worried about blocking this. I think what it does is that it ends up of us, instead of thinking of someone as less than human, questions. I was at Upper Arlington High School today, and the questions were so good. I don't want to intimidate you, but the questions were so good at Upper Arlington High School that this bar has been set very high here in Columbus.